High expectations in Bloomington. The Hoosiers picked to finish fifth by the coaches and media in the Big Ten this season. They've reached the Sweet 16 in 3 of the last 4 campaigns. They lose their 2 top scorers from last season and the all-time leading scorer, Mackenzie Holmes, but some big transfers join the mix. Some big returners also are ready to ramp things up in the upcoming campaign. Welcome back into Big Ten Women's Basketball Media Day. Our coverage continues here on the Big Ten Network. Kylan Mills, and I'm thrilled to be joined by head coach Teri Moren, Sydney Parrish, and Chloe More-McNeil. Great to see you guys. This day is a whirlwind. How's it been going?
It's been great.
It's been a lot of fun, a lot of new faces, a lot of new teams.
Yeah, it's been going pretty smoothly.
So did you guys coordinate the all-black outfits? How did that work?
No, we did not coordinate it at all.
Yeah, I think great minds just think alike.
There you go.
Great minds just think alike.
That's your point guard right there, right?
Exactly. Yes, I love that. Coach, what did the offseason look like for your team? Coming off such an impressive campaign, but you lose the program's all-time leading scorer. You still return big pieces. Right. What's the outlook heading into this year?
It's, the expectations never change. Even though you lose a young lady like Mackenzie Holmes, Sarah Scalia, you have 3 returners that are coming back, and expectations, once again, are great for this group. We had a great summer, very productive preseason, and really, really love our group.
Sydney, what's the feel been like in the gym amongst the players?
It's been amazing. A lot of new faces in the gym, a lot of returners, like Coach said, but our chemistry has been really off the charts on and off the court. So our new players are just meshing in great with us, and it's been very seamless.
And Chloe, what made you want to come back, or I guess both of you guys, to continue your Hoosier career as grad students?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm thankful Coach Moren even gave me that opportunity to come back. So, yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I know, right? Jeez, they won't leave you alone. What about you, Sydney? What made you want to come back and continue to be a part of this program?
I think it was really a no-brainer. I'm from Indiana, so being able to put on, the Indiana jersey is just an amazing feeling. And walking into Assembly Hall and those sold-out games, there's no better feeling than that. So it was kind of a no-brainer.
Coach, what you've built with this program has been so much fun to watch. You mentioned the expectation being the same year after year. How do you now implement new pieces into that foundation that's already been built?
Sure. Well, I think it has a lot to do with our players that are already in place, because there's such great leadership with Chloe and Sid inside of that locker room. But then, you go out and you find in the portal, 2 players in Shay and Caroline who have fit in so well and, have really just ingrained themselves in the culture. The work piece is so important to this group. And it's been fantastic just to watch how they've, blended in with our already existing team, but how easy it's been for them as well. And these guys can speak for us as well. We're super excited about what they bring to us.
Since you pointed it out, once again, it's guard Shay Chesky, the Penn State transfer, and all Big Ten honorable mention selection a season ago, and then Caroline Striplin, who transfers in from Tennessee, playing at a very high level. Does it make a difference to bring in a player who's already competed in the Big Ten?
Well, I think we were looking, when we knew, obviously, that we were going to lose 2 players in Mackenzie and Sarah, that was the goal, was to be able to replace them with experienced players that we knew could come in, blend in, but also fill two big roles, for us. And we were lucky enough that, they chose to come to Indiana.
What's it been like developing the relationships for you guys as players with your newcomers, especially Shay and Caroline, as you expect them to have a big role on the floor?
It's been great. I think we do a lot together off the floor as much as we do on the floor, and I think that's just going to translate to the season as well. I was saying we have scary movie Sundays with each other. In the summer, we went to the zoo with each other. So just kind of having that off-court, relationship is going to hopefully bring us success on the court.
Yeah, I agree. It's going great, and it's been really easy. Like Coach said, like Sid said, they all fit right in.
So who picks the scary movie?
I don't like scary movies, and I don't get invited, but...
Oh, okay. All right, Coach, you're left out. Who picks the scary movies then, ladies?
More me, but we come together as a choice, as a group to kind of decide on what we're really going to watch. But
so where do you gather to watch these movies? And are there snacks? Like, I need the whole layout here. How does this work?
We take turns pretty much at where we go. But I think when we go to Carol's place, she provides the snacks.
Oh, yeah.
What are the best snacks? You're nodding your head, Sydney. You're like, oh, yeah.
She's just like, I feel like Caroline's like a mother figure sometimes, so she lives by herself, so she has like good snacks and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about you on the floor, Sydney, because watching the Elite Eight run last year was so much fun. Your team came so close to knocking off South Carolina. That was my favorite game of the NCAA tournament. If only it had come out differently, just being a Big Ten women's basketball fan, but you were lights out down the stretch of that game. How do you now use that to help elevate yourself in the upcoming season, just having that experience in a pressure situation?
I think a lot of us have that experience playing basketball, like Chloe and I have for 5 years and going on to our 5th year in college. Just having that trust that coach has in us, the ability that we have on the court, puts us in a great position every single game. And I think that she has enough confidence in Chloe and I to, try and take over some of those bigger games and just have the impact that Chloe and I do on the court.
Chloe, how can you use those experiences to better yourself in the upcoming season and also lead this team?
Yeah, like you said, just leadership coming from me and Sydney, whether that's on the court or off. But I think the biggest key is just using our experience because we have been in those big games before.
Something we haven't mentioned yet, Coach, is the fact that Mackenzie Holmes hasn't gone far. She's still going to be around Bloomington. Can you explain her role with your team?
Sure. Well, Mac had off-season surgery this summer, and then is going to come back and be one of our graduate managers. And working on our masters, also rehabbing, and also hopefully providing wisdom, for the post group, but also for our players. She's obviously was such a big part, huge part of our success, and so she has great experience, and anytime she can share that, with the rest of our group, it pays big dividends. So excited to have her back. I have 3 of my former players back on staff, so it's great to have them, especially in the recruiting process. You're doing something right when you have your players that want to come back and be a part of your staff.
How about the style of play this season without the force that is Mackenzie Holmes down low? Because you get her the ball, she's going to find a way to score, which really allows you guys to be a balanced offense.
Sure.
Who are you looking to step up and take on that role, or do you look more for play from the outside? Like, what does that look like?
Well, we know we have tremendous scorers on the outside. I think what we've tried to do as coaches is look at our personnel. We're going to play a lot different. These guys can speak to it. A lot more 5-out, really giving them freedom to read and react, but also just use their basketball skill and their IQ. I think when you come to Indiana, you have to be a part of the work piece, but you also have to have high IQ to play in our system, and that was when we've had Mackenzie and Sarah in the past. And these guys, in practice, it's been fun to watch them because there's very little rules, right, in what we're trying to do. As I always tell them, there's no wrong mistake. They kind of like that.
Sydney, what is it like as a player to have that kind of freedom?
It's awesome. Like, she has confidence in us doing it, so being able to be on the court with a lot of the returners that came back and a lot of the girls that are transfers that came in that have played at big universities that have the experience on the court, it just makes it easy, and we all have just a similar mindset coming in and the same work ethic, so it's been a lot of fun just having that freedom on the court.
Chloe, has there been any transition phase to playing in maybe a little bit of a different style and without Mackenzie out there? Or has it been easy?
A little bit, but I think just above all, it's been the same as to Coach Sand, just giving us our freedom because she does believe in us. She's really confident in us.
Got to ask you guys about the crowd at Assembly Hall. Your team averaged about 10,000 fans per game last year, which was just incredible. Seeing the crowds out there during the NCAA tournament, so much fun to watch. It looked electric. What is it about the fan base in Bloomington that has really energized them to get behind this team?
I'll give that to these guys.
Okay, all right, fair enough, ladies.
It is so special just being able to walk out there and sold out crowds of 17,000 fans. It's a really special place to play, and the fans get into it. They know basketball, and it's a really hard place to play, and I think it's going to be fun having some of these new Pac-12 schools come into the Big Ten and having to play in Assembly Hall because it is a really hard place to play.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's kind of like having a sixth man out there on the court with you. They've brought us through games so many times, and we're so fortunate to have a fan base like that.
Coach, as someone who's been around the game for a minute, a 2-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, leading this program to 9 consecutive 20-win seasons, you know what it takes to win in women's basketball, and now you're seeing people around the country start to recognize how competitive this conference is, how competitive the women's game is. What has it been like for you to see this momentum, and how do we keep it moving forward in the upcoming season?
Well, it's just been such a cool, thing for me being an older coach, right, and someone that's been around the Big for some time, but also just to watch our game grow and the popularity. And I remind these guys all the time, it's such a great time to be in women's sport, but also a women's basketball player. And how we keep the momentum growing is simply by, I think for a casual fan that might have had a little bit of an interest in women's basketball, I think there's great interest in women's basketball right now. So continuing to fill out the arenas, have those packed houses, have those sellout crowds. But we also have a responsibility to put talent on the floor and make sure that the people that are coming to watch us, whether it's in person or on TV, that we're playing pretty basketball. We're playing basketball that is easy, to watch. But they want to see talent. They want to see skill. They want to see athleticism. They want to see speed. And it's our responsibility to make sure we deliver on that.
Well, you guys have delivered year after year after year. I'd say 9 consecutive 20-win seasons has been pretty fun to watch. Well, thank you so much, Coach Sydney, Chloe. We look forward to seeing you out there on the floor this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.